wasn't surprising that heading into our second meeting of the season, the war of words was reignited in the middle of the week. I was sick of hearing him run his mouth. Now, maybe I spoke without thinking, but I knew my teammates had my back, and I knew I was prepared to do my part on Sunday.
The San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 42. A huge play there right off the bat. And even 40 yards. Well, there's a pretty big start right there. They go bombs away on the first play from scrimmage.
Put a smile on your face, didn't it? Not because you're rooting for anyone, but that's the way to begin a game, to put someone back on their heels and announce that they plan to be aggressive.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. These two rivals played two of the better games in the NFL a season ago. You remember Week 17, it was Dre Greenlaw stopping Jacob Hollister at the 1 to preserve a 26-21 49er win. And that wound up both winning them the NFC West and earning them the #1 seed. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, zone.
Sanders has it poked free. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll have Cam Newton calling the shots. The big man under center at 6'5", nearly 250 pounds. Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Dean Lowry, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Newton, Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
Cam Newton sacked.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
And this will be a Seahawks first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. It's a first down, a gain of 10. Seahawks. I guess we shouldn't be too surprised as we head into the second meeting of the season between these two division rivals. There was once again drama that played out on social media ahead of the game itself.
Well, it certainly did. It turns out that when you get them the first time around, absolutely you get free reign to run your mouth heading into the second, even if it makes your team, your head coach, uncomfortable. I don't make the rules. That appears to be the case, though, because social media, those barbs have been brutal over the last few days. Even I've started checking them on my social media account.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
When you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. Completes it to Samuel. And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a 1st down.
56 to win. Check 56.
They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Now the defense is going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second down and goal. incomplete.
Newton's pass thrown away and incomplete. Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out, and the Seahawks have recovered.
The quarterback is sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovery by Seattle.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense, as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this. Oh, it got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35.
One of the first big plays we've seen in this football game, and could that be the play that gets this game jump-started? It's taken a while as both teams have tried to settle in. Maybe now the pace will accelerate.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Sanders, the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
And the Seahawks.
And after dropping the first meeting of the season against their division rival earlier in the season, what does this offense need to do here in this one, CD, to help split that season series?
Well, I think all the normal things apply here. You watch the game film, you make the proper adjustments, but you definitely have to use the sting of the loss because you've had a chance to think about it for a while, view it, and go over it in your mind. You use that heading into this game, hoping to have a different result this time out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Taken down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
That's just bowling over tacklers. And the Seahawks are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A fairly short kick from the 14. And up past the 35. A very good return, but a penalty down. That may negate all the good work. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
That's the right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Holding offense.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Brings up 3rd and 14.
56. Mike, 56.
Third and long, it's Newton. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
To George Kittle. A gain of only a yard.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield.
And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for Seattle. 54 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
DK Metcalf, incomplete. It's third down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Going for it all. Fourth down now as San Fran's defense is strong in coverage.
Quintez Cephas, incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Going for it with Sanders. Still on his feet. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our halftime report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. And it's the Rams who are out in front in that one. The Rams still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From one Texas team to the other, we take the drive up I-45 to Dallas to check on the Cowboys. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Detroit Lions. 35-10 was the final. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. 35-28 the final as they win by a touchdown. Meanwhile, in our game, just the lone touchdown accounting for all the scoring. A tight one, 7-0 is the score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. A fairly short kick from the 14. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright when he's been. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a give, right side. Crocker. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Brings up third down.
Here's Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I'll get the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
On first down, Newton. And his throw is incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
12 yards there and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Right back to him on first down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down.
6-yard ball.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
At the 50-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Got his target, Samuel. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That's a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Stick with it on first down. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll try the left side. Crocker. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right?
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. He'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He lets it fly for Lockett. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do something.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory.
The fake punt pass. The Niners take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So a definite surprise there. They try the fake punt, but this time it's going to blow up in their face, CD.
Yeah, it certainly has. And look, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trailing right now, probably trying to generate some momentum. But that felt like one of those go-for-broke type of a plays in a situation where I don't know that they needed to do that. They still have opportunities, and in this case, they took a chance, and it backfired.
And 9 at the Seahawks 18-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Crocker. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
He's taken down at the 17-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Open man is Samuel, complete. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. 9-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Intended from the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
makes it 2nd and
on the draw. Here's Sanders. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Going for Met, and that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do?
And this is caught at the 20. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. At each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that, man.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun, because let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
Casey on the coverage.
They'll run with Sanders. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
They're probably about one big play from getting into field goal range. I'd go with a 2-deep coverage, make sure my safeties are back to cover all of the field deep.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Will Disley, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. We'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 35. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Pulls it in at the 13. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a very nice return up to the 35, but was it aided by something illegal? Let's find out. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
And the The second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Crocker. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. First throw in overtime for Newton. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really...
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. This is going to knot the season series up in 1 win apiece, and I think it's fair to say a little unsatisfying that we won't have a definitive winner in this rivalry this year.
Well, the team that won this game, they're a little more excited right now because they just got the win. But when they review this, both are going to be unhappy that they split the season series. The best part for us, we get to watch them do it again 2 times next year, but it would be fun to see them maybe even take it out to the parking lot after this one and go for a 3rd.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.